Hi, welcome everyone to another episode of Let's Talk Special Economic Zones. I'm your host, Ainsley Brown. Today's episode, we are going to speak about special economic zones and servitization. It's a difficult word to say. Servitization. What exactly is servitization or servicization, depending on how you pronounce it, and how does it connect to special economic zones? So, servicization basically is just adding a value added service to something that you already do. It could be an additional service, so you offer a service and you add another service, or you are a manufacturer and you produce a product and therefore you're adding a service. So, for example, a good example of servicization would be, let's say you are a furniture manufacturer, and with the pandemic, we know that there was a lockdown, there were several lockdown measures and so forth, and there was a shift to work from home. Now, your sales might have taken a dramatic hit. However, you could then shift to a rental model, which is a service and not the sale of the product, or not just the sale of the product, but you could shift to a rental model. Of course, that carries risks, but just like any business, you would look at it and see how you can put in certain risk mitigating measures to ensure that you can address those matters as best as you can. So that's an example of a value added service being added to a particular product. Now, how would that work with special economic zones? Well, special economic zones being a designated or delineated area, basically, I don't want to say 4 square walls, but it's mapped out. That's a zone. Everything else, anything in is a zone, anything out is the regular domestic economy. Now, certain rules apply to zones no matter where you are in the world. There are some general rules that are universal. For example, duty-free imports of goods. So goods that are in the zone can remain in the zone duty-free. There's no duties that are applied. However, if you decide to go outside that box and into the domestic economy, then duties may apply depending on the product that is being imported into the domestic space. So, in terms of servitization, a good example is that same furniture maker. So, if that furniture maker is, let's say that they are inside the zone, and they're selling, exporting to the domestic territory, exporting to other markets, they could shift to a rental model for the workers that previously worked inside, say, office buildings inside the zone, and work out some sort of deal with the SEZ occupants or SEZ stakeholders to supply their workers with furniture on a rental basis. Another model that could work is, say you're a manufacturer, you could start to offer, say you're a food processor, you could start to offer contract manufacturing as a service. So, and in fact, you could take it further than contract manufacturing. So you're not just manufacturing, because you would have built up a network. You would know the ins and outs of exportation and importation. So you could offer that as a service to smaller businesses that exist, say, outside in the domestic economy, and you offer that service, and you're still manufacturing, selling your own products, but then you're adding another revenue stream to what you have existing, and you're just building on your existing infrastructure that you have already. So you're exploiting the existing infrastructure that you have already. You may have to make certain adjustments, but you're largely exploiting something that already exists and adding new revenue sources. So that's how That's what servitization is, and that's how it can work with special economic zones. So if you like this episode, or have any questions, just drop a comment or your question down below, and I'd be happy to address them. Thank you.